So hi all, welcome to this video lecture. In this video lecture we will see how to call Python script from Power BI. So to call or run a Python script from Power BI, we need to have certain prerequisites in hand. So first prerequisite is that we need to install Python in our system, and we need to ensure that the latest version of Python is installed, preferably from python.org or Anaconda. And we need to install the required packages like pandas and matplotlib internally. So we can just simply go over here, okay, and what we can do, we can just simply, let me remove this, let me go to the terminal, new terminal, and here we can simply type pip install pandas and then matplotlib. And apart from matplotlib and pandas, right, we can also install the requests. Okay, we can install the numpy as well. Okay, and if possible then cbon as well. Okay, once we hit on enter, since I have already got these packages present, so only cbon was not there, so cbon I have installed it. Okay, so since I have already got these packages, now I can go ahead and I can integrate the Python which is present in our system with Power BI desktop. And the way how we do that is we go to the files, we go to the options and settings, we go to the options. Okay, now after we go ahead, go to options, under the Python script, right, Python scripting, you will be setting the Python's home directory. Whatever Python package has been installed, right, the Python that has been installed, you need to navigate it and you need to paste that the actual directory over here for the Python. Okay, and then after you click on OK, you need to close this Power BI and then again restart it. Okay, once you do that, your Python which is installed in your system is now integrated with Power BI desktop. Now how to use this Python in Power BI? Now there are three ways of using this Python. One is at the data level, one is at the visual level, and the last method is the most advanced method. And the reason why it is most advanced, because you can call any kind of script present inside your system, any kind of Python script present inside your system, and within that Python script you can call your AI ML models. Okay, you can run complex queries within that particular Python script, and not just within your system, but even if it is present in your cloud, right, hosted in Azure cloud, okay, through Azure functions, right, or Google Cloud or any kind of cloud, you can go ahead and use that Python script from there as well. And the third method is by using Power Automate for Power BI. Okay, once you go ahead and use this Power Automate for Power BI, you will be able to integrate Power Automate with Power BI, and it is very easy to integrate Power Automate with the Python script. Okay, so we are not going to discuss about how we can go ahead and use Power Automate with Power BI, okay, because that requires work or school license, right? And for the moment I don't have any one of them for the time being. Even if I have a work account, but due to compliance issues we are not supposed to go ahead and use that for personal projects. Okay, so but one thing that we are going to see is how we can call a Python script from Power Automate desktop, that I will show you. Okay, because generally the trend is that we need to connect Power Automate with Power BI, and inside the Power Automate we call the Power Automate desktop, and within the Power Automate desktop we can go ahead and we can invoke the Python script present inside our system. But if your Python script is present in cloud, okay, in Azure cloud, then we do not require Power Automate desktop. We can directly go ahead and use the Power Automate cloud. But again, using Power Automate cloud, running the cloud version requires work or school account. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see. Okay, the first step is how we can use Python as a data source. So let's go to the get data. We will click on more, and after that we will just type Python script, and let's click on connect. Now here in the script section, right, we are simply going to go ahead and copy this, okay, and we are going to paste it here. What is happening in this script? We don't need this matplotlib. What is happening in this particular script is that we are getting the information from this API, that is JSON placeholder.typeiocode.com, and whatever data that is present in this API, right, we are converting that into dictionary using the json.loads, and then we are converting that into a data frame using pd.dataframe. Okay, so Power BI will automatically understand that I need to go ahead and I need to get this inside our data set. Okay, so once I go ahead and once I hit on OK after running the script, whatever data is present in this API will come in table format, okay, and will become as a part of our data source. It will take some time. Within this particular API, there are about 100 rows that are present. Okay, so let us see. It is connecting. Now it has connected. We select our data set. Now you can just see that in the preview the data has come. Okay, this is a sample data that has come, and after this we simply just load the data. Loading the data will take a little time. Let us wait for this. Now you can see that the data is now present in the data pane. Now in the ID section we have the summation, and in the user ID section we also have a summation. We don't need these summations, so we simply go to the model view, and within the model view, right, we select the ID and we go down, go to the advanced section, and we are going to summarize this by none. Similarly, we go to the user ID and we again summarize this by none as well. So this is one way how we can use Python script, and this Python script is present inbuilt, is an inbuilt feature of Power BI desktop. Okay, but the problem with this Python script is that it runs into a timeout issue of less than 5 minutes. On top of that, it is not capable of running heavy models which involves AI and ML models, right? AI, ML or deep learning models, right? And if the query is quite complex and if it takes time, that also it won't be able to handle. For that, the best way is to use Power Automate Desktop. The second way is using the Python script as a visual component within Power BI. So we go ahead and we click on the Python visual, and it will say you need to enable script visuals to begin creating Python script. Now obviously for us to do this, we need to have Python installed in our system, and we need to connect the Power BI desktop with Python. Okay, now we simply click on enable, and after this you see in the values pane, right, here it is saying add data fields. Whatever value you are going to add here, right, it will automatically come as an input to your data frame within the Python script editor. So if I go ahead and if I say that my ID is going to be my input, you will see that pandas.dataframe ID is now present. If I go ahead and if I add, let's say, the user ID, pandas.dataframe ID comma user ID is there. Okay, so for the time being I need all the four. Okay, let us take all the four, and now I have this pandas.dataframe ID comma user ID comma title comma body. And by default what pandas does is what Power BI does, it drops the duplicates using the drop duplicates method. Okay, and now we can go ahead and we can write the code here. Now we can simply go ahead, okay, to this Visual Studio, okay, and we can simply copy this entire code and we can paste it here. So let me remove this entirely and let me paste it here. And once we paste this code, right, so what we are doing, we are just getting this response from this particular, and yes, you need to go ahead and you also need to provide this additional step over here, this entire step where we are fetching this data from. Okay, and once we go ahead and once we get this data, okay, we will simply go ahead and run this script. Once we run the script, it will take some time, and here we have the visualization with us. Okay, so it is saying number of posts by user ID, and it is saying that every post, each and every one of this user ID, right, every post has every user ID has 10 posts each. Okay, so that's why they have this equal distribution over here. Okay, so this is the way how we can use Python script in as a visual component over here. Okay, we can just simply go ahead and write our script over here and we can get this. Okay, so this is one part of it. Now the next one is by using Power Automate. Okay, for Power BI, this particular module we need to go ahead and use. So how we will use this? Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see how we can use how we can run Python script in our system using Power Automate desktop. Okay, so for that, click on new flow. Let us create this flow. It is getting installed, and by the way, this is the latest version of Power Automate, that is 2.58. okay, so be sure that your Power Automate desktop is always updated. Okay, and what we are going to do over here within the main flow, if you just see, if you go down, right, you will have the scripting section over here, and within the scripting section, right, you will have this run Python script. Okay, now do not use the run Python script. Okay, the reason why I'm saying this, if you go ahead and drag this action over here, right, it is saying Python script to run, but if you look at the Python version, right, it is 2.7 and 3.4, so it only supports version of Python which is 3.4 or 2.7, and right now the latest version of Python that we have is 3.12. okay, so it's not advised to go ahead and run this script. Power Automate desktop has yet not given us the provision to run the Python script for the version 3.12. so how do we go ahead and run that? So we can run it using the DOS command. Okay, and inside this particular command prompt, right, the DOS command, it is saying DOS command or application. Okay, so what is supposed to be here? So if you go to your Visual Studio, right, and if you look at the path of this particular request module, right, it's present in new folder over here. You simply go ahead and copy this path. Copy the path where your Python script is there. You type Python, okay, under quotes you provide this. Okay, this is going to be your DOS command or application. Okay, and in the working folder, it is going to be the root folder in which you are working. Okay, that is within Visual Studio. You see the root folder is going to be your new folder over here. So this part you must go ahead and you must copy. You must go to Power Automate, right, and you must go ahead and copy this. Okay, and what I will do, I will just simply go ahead and click on save. Okay, now I don't want this visualization, so I will go ahead and remove this entirely, and I only need it till dataset equals to pd.dataframe. Okay, now what I will do, I will just go ahead and I will run this. Once I run this, you will see that this particular visual component has come. Visual component will come. Okay, I don't want you to see the visual component. Okay, sorry, my bad, I did not save it. Let me save it first. Yes. Okay, so don't forget to save your file. Now if I go ahead and if I run this, you will see that the output will be stored in this particular command output. It has not stored. Okay, I just simply need to go ahead and do print dataset. Okay, and let me go ahead and now save this. Now if I go ahead and if I run this again, now you will go ahead and you will see that the output is there, but this output is in text format, and this text format is of no use to us. We want it in table format, right? So the way how we can go ahead and do it is in a table format is we can first go ahead and convert this data into CSV file. Okay, so I've already got this code snippet ready. So dataset.toCSV, and what it will do, it will go ahead and it will create an output.csv file within this root folder itself. Okay, so I will go ahead and what I will do within Power Automate, I will go to this particular file section, and here there's an action read from CSV file, and here in the file path, right, I will go to this particular place, I will copy this path, I paste it here, slash output.csv, and then I'm going to click on save. Once I do this, what it will do, it will create a CSV file using this run dos command over here, and then it is going to read the content from that CSV file, and it's going to store it in this table, in the CSV table. Now if I go ahead and if I run this, what it is saying, error while parsing. Okay, sorry, I did not save this. Now let me run it again. Okay, now if I go ahead and if I run this, you see now it has gone ahead and it has given me this output. Now if you just go ahead and see that column 1, column 2, column 3, all this is present. I don't want this to be the header, I want the header, the first header to be, the first row to be my header. So I will go to this read from CSV file, go to the advanced section, first line contains column names, I will check on this, and then I will again run this. Okay, once I run this, you will see that this output has come over here in the form of tables. And if you just see, then this Python script has already also run where my output.csv is present over here. So we can go ahead and we can execute a Python script present in our system using Power Automate Desktop, and we can call the Power Automate Desktop in our Power Automate Cloud Flow, and we can go ahead and use an automated trigger of Power BI, and we can integrate Power BI with Power Automate Desktop, with Power Automate Cloud. Okay, so it is very simple, right? It is going to be Power BI, then it's going to be Power Automate. Okay, and now from Power Automate also, if we are having the Python script hosted in some cloud, right, Azure, using Azure functions, right, if it is hosted in some cloud, right, whether in Azure or Google Cloud or some other place, right, AWS Lambda or some other place, you can go ahead and you can go call this particular, you know, the using the HTTP action of Power Automate, you can go ahead and you can call. There are inbuilt functions which are present for Azure, right? You can go ahead and you can call those actions within Power Automate, and you can run the Python script present in the cloud directly. Okay, else if there is a Python script that is present inside our system, just like how we saw right now, we from Power Automate Cloud, we can go ahead and we can call the Power Automate Desktop. Okay, this was the desktop version that we just demonstrated, and from the desktop we can go ahead and we can call the Python script. Okay, so this is the flow. Okay, this is the way how the integration will work. Okay, and this is only preferred when we have heavy models. This was a very simple model, so you can go ahead and you can implement as you wish. Okay, I would really prefer, in case of simple models, you can go ahead and you can implement it as a data source. Okay, if you want to bring it as a visualization, you want to use some visualization as Python component, then you can use the Python visual component over here. Okay, and if you want to run heavy AI ML models, and if you want to go ahead and get the data from that, from Power Automate, and get it back to Power BI, right, in some form of text CSV file or something, then definitely you go for Power Automate. Okay, this is the best option that we have. Generally in complex projects, we don't prefer to use this Python script, we prefer to use Power Automate, because it is the backbone of Power Platform, which goes ahead and writes the code logic. Okay, it is similar to Azure Logic Apps within the Azure portal. If you go to Azure portal, you will find section for Azure Logic Apps. It is the same as Azure Logic Apps, that is Power Automate for Power BI. Okay, so that's it guys. I hope you really found this video useful. If you did, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.